up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you could not find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else.
Hey girls, and welcome to Wednesday. The topic of the week was what is the best diet plan that you followed, what's the worst, and an evaluation of the plan you're on now. And the reason that I chose this topic is because I'm finding it quite hard to stay motivated. I know that's not necessarily the plan that I'm on that's not keeping me motivated, but more the fact that I'm just going through motivation issues right now. But I am just interested to hear different plans. So probably the worst diet I went on, even though it wasn't really a diet per se, I just chose it, was eating one meal a day. I was young. Now I realise that that was probably the worst thing that I could have done to my body. So, and I didn't really weigh myself. I don't know how much I lost on that plan. But, yeah. Now looking back and knowing more than I knew then, I know that was the possibly the worst thing that I could have done. So that was the worst thing that I've ever done. The best plan, controversially, well not controversially, but seeing as I'm having trouble with it at the moment, is the Weight Watchers plan. I've had most success with it. I've lost weight in the past on it. And it's a good plan. I like the fact that you get weighed every week, you're accountable to someone every week. And I think more than the plan, it's the accountability that makes it a good program. I think whatever sort of, if you're calorie counting or like low carb or whatever, I think the plan doesn't matter. It does matter, but I think more than that for me, it's the accountability factor. So at the moment I'm doing Weight Watchers, which, as I just said, used to keep me motivated because I was accountable to somebody, and the points program works well. I've had success on it. It's not starvation, you don't feel hungry, but my downside on it is they've recently just changed it actually. Used to have a plan where you could eat as much as you wanted of healthy foods, or you could choose to limit and point and track all foods. And I actually had most success with the unlimited healthy foods. And the reason being is, for me personally, I think it's a psychological thing with all my issues with food and everything like that. Monitoring what I eat to an extent where I'm pointing and tracking and counting and all that, it just encourages me to have irrational food behaviours. So although it's meant to be a good step in measuring portion control, etc., it just feeds my obsession with food. It just makes me so obsessed with points, and by the same token, my obsession either turns to obsessing over how low I can get my points in a day, which is unhealthy, or just completely giving up and being like, I cannot do this, and way overeating. So I think for me, not having limits or rules or anything like that kind of is healthier for me. And by knowing that I've got a limit, it just encourages me to overeat. Although on the whole I managed to push through, there are days and there are weeks and there are months when my overeating, binge eating disorder gets on top of me. And I think it's those times where I feel like I need a new plan, a plan which, encourages healthy eating and portion control, but not to the extent where I have to write every single thing down, because it just feeds my obsession. So although I love Weight Watchers, I am kind of thinking of doing something new, and it's a big step, and it's a scary step, and it's something that I've thought about before, and not a popular step. I'd never really thought about it before, but there's a woman at my work who, I only met her as slim, but I've only been working at my job for 6 months. But when I met her, we've been on loads of shifts together, talking and things, and she has been obese all her life, which I would not have known, because she's slim now. And she had said to me she had followed Weight Watchers, Slimming World, she'd done this diet, that diet, the other diet, and none of them had worked. And I just felt like she was talking as if she was me. I was like, yeah, and she's older, she's in her 50s, as opposed to me. Obviously I'm in my early 20s, but I feel like this is just the way things are going to go. I don't know, I'm just feeling a bit down today. Sorry. Not helped by the fact that I'm exhausted. Anyway, so I said to her, what have you done then? What have you done to get the weight off? And I don't know if you have this in America or Canada, but we definitely have it in the UK. And she's followed a program called Lighter Life, and there is a lot of controversy over it. And I think probably a lot of you might be against it. I don't know. I was against it too, until she had spoken to me, and she said if she had found this program when she was my age, her life would be completely changed. And from that I just felt like, why am I wasting time when she's basically just told me the future and has just told me that the only thing that has worked for her was the Lighter Life. So basically, Lighter Life is the way she's explained. Obviously I don't know a great deal about it, but the way that she has explained it to me is she used to have food obsession too. She went cold turkey on food for 3 months. In fact, I think it was longer than that. She went for months and months without food, and it's a mix between drinking just shakes, all like mineral or vitamin, whatever, full packed, and counselling, a lot of counselling. And she said that actually